Nigel, I'm interested in your view on the future of the L&D profession. You know, with all the technology that's available to us today, and with the variety of choices that learners have, what is the relevance of the L&D professional going forward? What will they have to do in the future to remain relevant?
It's a really good question. There was an article that I really took exception to, which was something like, L&D professionals, wake up and smell the coffee. And the basic tenet was, what are you doing? You know, that if you're serious about disseminating learning through an organisation, why do you need a separate group of people who own that and are responsible for that? Surely it's everybody's responsibility. And the answer is, yes, I think it's true. Why do we need L&D professionals? Because we need someone to drive it, to facilitate it, to enable it, to speak for it, to argue the toss, to command budget, and do all sorts of things that simply wouldn't happen if you took them away. It's like saying, well, we're all responsible for finance. Why would you need a chief finance officer in an organisation? And no one would, for a minute, countenance say, no, that's a ridiculous idea. But they're quite happy to say, learning is so unimportant that we can do away with that group of people. I think that the traditional L&D professional, locked in the past, maybe got their own learning decades ago, who thinks that their job is to control learning, and as soon as it pops up somewhere in the organisation, go, no, it's mine, you're not allowed to do that, give me that stuff, we haven't had it approved yet. That kind of person is possibly dying or dead or has already disappeared.
They probably deserve to be extinct.
And I think they probably deserve to be extinct. They do, because they're kind of clumsy at it, and they put more people off than they encourage. But the person who sees their role as being, I call it framing. In other words, the person who frames the issues for the company in learning terms and can see the learning opportunity within all the bigger business opportunities. That person is gold dust. That person isn't someone who is going to be irrelevant, because more and more organisations are looking at the people dimension. They've done all the technology stuff, they've got all of that, they've done all the process stuff. Finally, the great new area is the people proposition, managing talent, all the kind of buzzwords that are coming out. Now, if you acquire, you develop, you manage, you professionalize, if you do all of that stuff, but learning doesn't appear anywhere in that equation, how are you going to make the organisation intellectually bigger? In other words, how are you going to make that organisation do more things, do better things, do different things than they did the year before, without increasing the brain power and the learning of the people in the organisation? Who's going to do that? I can't see anyone else but the learning professionals. So the key thing is that they themselves stay learners, and there's too many learning professionals who don't believe in learning, but not for me, for you, yeah, but me, oh no, not me. I believe that they should be learners. They've got to see themselves as kind of paradigms of what they want everyone else in the organisation to do. And if you get that, if you do begin to create learning everywhere, then that's the ultimate aim. And I think as a learning professional, you can be proud that you're no longer doing it directly. You're simply making other people do it. And it goes on at a pace and in places that you have no idea about, but you're in command of the high ground. That's the key thing, be in command of the high ground.
Excellent. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Beryl.